These two teams have played twice, and the margins between them are almost non-existent. When games are this close, it's about which schematic structures hold up. Let's start with the first one. To address the elephant in the room, against the Rams, Sam Darnold takes too many sacks and throws too many interceptions. But let's explore why those happen. In this example, the Rams put their defensive genius on full display. They start by showing a cover one blitz. This tells Sam Darnold that with all 6 of these players coming, he won't have enough blockers to hold them. He also knows that his receivers are doing a slant flat concept. He is thinking that if JSN wins his leverage, then there should be a quick enough high percentage throw for an easy touchdown over the middle. Post-snap, all 6 of the threats look like they're actually coming. This tells Sam that the pre-snap plan was correct and he gets his eyes glued to JSN waiting for him to win leverage. As soon as JSN makes the cut, Sam gets rid of the ball just before the defender in his face drills him. Unfortunately for Sam, the defensive tackle took a couple steps downfield and then peeled off into the throwing lane for an easy interception. This is called a simulated pressure. The Rams create the urgency of a blitz without actually bringing more guys. On this play, Sam Darnold sends Cooper Kupp in motion. Cooper's defender follows him across the formation, telling Darnold that the Rams are in man coverage. The Seahawks are running a lion concept, which is great against man coverage. The inside receiver pulls the defender out of the way, and the outside receiver has a great window to win leverage and get an easy completion on a third down to move the chains. Post-snap, the defenders take their man, and Shaheed wins his leverage, telling Sam he can pull the trigger. But right as Sam starts to let the ball go, the Rams defender recognizes the line concept and peels off for an easy interception. On both plays, Sam is following what he is taught to do, but the Rams remain a step ahead. On the flip side, Matthew Stafford has thrown 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and taken 0 sacks. But don't fret too much, Seahawks fans. That doesn't mean the Rams have been perfect. More on that in schematic point number 2. The Seahawks have had their fair share of turnovers, but they still found themselves a missed field goal away from a win at the end of Game 1, and on the winning side of an overtime thriller for a reason. They moved the ball against the Rams. On this play, the Seahawks call a run play up the middle. Initially, the Rams play this perfectly, but one matchup turns the tide on this play. The center peels off the double team and smashes the smaller DB, leaving the Rams to scramble, pulling them out of position, and Kenneth Walker's elite vision leads him to the open hole and eventually open space for a huge gain, and eventually a touchdown. Here the Seahawks go to a familiar concept called the flood concept. For those who don't know, the flood concept starts with a deep clearing route that doesn't usually get the ball. His job is to clear out the safety, and the route is either a streak or a corner route. Then the sail route comes in deep underneath, and the shorter outbreaking route takes the flat. The play is designed to go to one of the underneath routes, but the Seahawks have a trick up their sleeve. On this play, the deep defender recognizes the play and knows that the Seahawks tight end will either be running straight up the middle, or worse, running a corner route away from him. He gets on his horse to defend those deep routes, but the tight end perfectly looks to the left to sell the corner route, then breaks against the momentum of the DB, leaving him tripping over his feet on an easy Seahawks touchdown. Now the Rams have their own fair share of explosive plays to dissect. This play comes part way through the overtime period. The Rams dial up one of the most effective big play concepts, the dagger concept. On this play, the inside receiver goes deep down the middle, pulling the deep defenders out of the play and leaving a hole in the defense that Matthew Stafford takes advantage of perfectly for a huge touchdown that almost won them the game. On this play, the Rams take their turn with the flood concept. They send this backside receiver on the sail route and a tight end on a delayed release to the flat as the check down, and Nakua on the traditional deep corner route. Matthew Stafford delivers a strike perfectly away from the 2 defenders where only Puka could get it. When offenses start winning matchups like this, defenses only have one real answer left: take time away from the quarterback so that these deep windows can't develop. Before I break down how both teams take away time for the quarterback, this channel is for people who want to understand why teams do what they do, not just watching the ball move up and down the field. If that's you, check out the strategy playlist at the end of this video and subscribe for more. If you let these quarterbacks sit back and read the field, you end up giving up plays like the ones we just saw. The Seahawks have one of the lowest blitz rates in the league, yet they rank in the top 5 in pressuring the quarterback. They apply pressure in a couple of different ways. Here the Rams line up in empty, leaving Matthew Stafford somewhat exposed. The Seahawks line up overloaded to the weak side and showing pressure from the middle linebacker. The Rams are feeling pretty good about this because they have 5 blockers for the 5 rushers. Post-snap, the left end and middle linebacker drop into coverage and the Seahawks' big DB comes on the overloaded side. Now that math has drastically changed. The Rams have 3 blockers on 4 rushers, leaving Matthew Stafford with no time to deliver an accurate ball. That's effective use of simulated pressure. They aren't technically blitzing, but they are applying pressure through their simulated pressure packages. While the Seahawks haven't been able to create sacks against Stafford, that doesn't mean they haven't disrupted him in the passing game. In this example, they don't get cute. they are effectively winning their one-on-one matchups. The Seahawks haven't been able to get a tally in the sack column, but the Rams sure have. On this play, the Seahawks line up in a condensed formation, allowing the Rams to have many players near the line of scrimmage as a pressure threat. Post-snap, the tight end chips and releases, leaving the end for the tackle to take. Anthony Bradford whiffs on this block on the defensive tackle, leaving Abe Lucas stuck between his assignment and the inside pressure, leading to an easy sack. Here the Rams run an ET stunt where the end crashes in, occupying two blockers while the tackle loops free around the outside. This, mixed with the pocket collapsing to Darnold's left, forces him up the middle where the linebacker is waiting for him. While the routes and throws catch the eye, the game is often decided in the trenches, which leads me to my fourth schematic battle. Both teams are known for running the ball effectively. Here the Rams run a play called Duo. It's designed to ensure the running back has the opportunity to get to the second level where he can hopefully make a man miss. Post-snap, the Rams effectively double-team the Seahawks' star defensive tackles. This is the signature of the Duo play. With those two players removed from the picture and the effective one-on-one blocks with the defensive ends, it's just up to the lead blocker to remove the big DB from the picture, which he does, and the running back is off to the races. I already showed you this show-stopping play by the Seahawks, but this isn't the only way the Seahawks get the ball down the field in the run game. On this play, the Seahawks run the play their entire offense is designed around: outside zone. Simply put, the entire offense takes a step in the same direction and blocks the guy that is lined up in that direction. This play is especially scary because the running back doesn't have to hit a specific hole. He is told to run in the direction of the play and then has three options, all starting with the letter B. He either bangs through the attack point, bounces outside, or bends back to the cutback lane. This means everyone on the defense has to be involved in stopping the run, and then when the defense overcommits, it opens up deadly big plays in the play-action game. On this play, the Seahawks handle business, and Kenneth Walker bangs through the open hole for a big gain. But for the Rams, the running backs aren't the only ones getting action in the run game. They are smart and get arguably their biggest playmaker involved. On this play, the Rams' O-line does a quick outside zone blocking motion to the right, forcing the defense to flow in that direction because of the scary bang, bend, and bounce possibilities we talked about in the last play. But the Rams were tricky. They sent Puka Nacua on a quick motion against the grain, giving him space to run for a big gain. Now this leaves the most overlooked and underrated aspect of this game. Few people are talking about how both games were effectively decided by missed field goals. In Game 1, the last play of the game was a missed field goal by Jason Myers, and had Harrison Mevis made this field goal with 2 minutes to go in the game, there's a good chance it would have been enough to win. But rewind a couple minutes in the game and you get this faithful special teams play. The Seahawks line up in an unconventional punt return formation with two personal blockers. Their job is to slow the gunners, allowing Shaheed to catch the ball with space to work. And even though the Rams are backed up deep, the Seahawks make little effort to rush, and instead the players near the line of scrimmage match up with the Rams players to try and account for every Ram in the coverage unit. All this mixed with a punt that lacks hang time, and you have the recipe for a momentum-shifting special teams touchdown. This is where the Rams and the Seahawks are differentiated. Special teams acts as an Achilles heel for the Rams and strength for the Seahawks. With this newfound knowledge of the Seahawks and the Rams, let me know in the comments who you think will win, and subscribe to see more videos like this.